So, what you are sharing with the world is something that is so stigmatized. A lot of people find embarrassing. A
Mhm.
lot of people feel like is the end of the world. How did you decide to not only live with that, but get over that challenge and actually spread your message, get onto stages, get onto podcasts and leading with this message?
Well, so I launched a podcast in 2015 and it was called Sex, Money, and Food. And I was interviewing other people. I was never opening up about my issues, and never opening up about what was near and dear and maybe like sacred to my heart. I was too afraid to bring that out. And it was 2017, I was asked to speak at Podfest. And so I don't remember what the topic really was. And so I prepared this whole thing on I got into financial debt at like 25. And so I prepared this whole thing and I show it to my husband, who was then my boyfriend, and he's like, "No offense, but like everyone gets into debt at 25." Like, it's just like it wasn't like you had millions of dollars. You had some credit card debt. You were 25. It's pretty normal. And that wasn't that deep of a story. He's like, "I think you should share your story about having herpes." And I was like, "What? You want like what?" And then I was like, "Well, how is that going to impact you professionally? And how is that going to impact me?" And he's like, "It's you, it's your story, it's who you are, and you're passionate about it and you're passionate about helping people." So I got on stage at Podfest in 2017 and said it. And that was the first time I've ever said it publicly. It was right kind of when streaming, like you could stream on Facebook, like that was still pretty new. And so it was streamed and it went out. And I was like, okay, here we are. Um, it was terrifying, but I realized a lot of things that happen. When you tell your story, it allows people to connect and they go, "Oh wow, she's human," or "He's human," or she has vulnerabilities, or wow, she has something she's dealing with too. Other also people come up to you and say, "Oh, I have it. I have this too."
Mhm.
Or three, it just they go, "I don't have your situation, but I have my own story and I never realized that someone else has my similar story, and there's people dealing with that." So a lot of times we try to put these walls up to make us this like, I got my life in order. And where, yeah, I mean, there's times when you need to like present yourself, of course. You don't want to necessarily show up as a victim, but we need to remember that, hey, people are going through their own thing. And I've made my business around this. However, you don't have to make your business around your vulnerability or your fear.